Welcome back to the Off My Meds podcast. It is Mental Health Off My Meds May. It's typical ADHD, I can't make up my mind on when I want to coin it. And we're already almost at the end of May. And so it's super convenient to be talking about today's topic, which is time blindness. What is time blindness? Well, it's basically when your brain has no real concept of time. I'll give you a perfect analogy of what time blindness is. If you don't know, congratulations, your brain is normal with the concept of time. Mine is definitely not. For example, I had all kinds of ambitions to get a bunch of videos up for the month of May. And it is now May 20th, and I'm 10 days behind. And so now all of these episodes that I have already filmed have to be up in the next 10 days. No one's setting these rules except for me. These are just self-imposed torture rules that I've set in place. And I'm going to get there. I'm going to post these. Actually, editing these solo episodes is a lot easier than doing the guest interviews. And so I will get them up. But back to the topic at hand, which is time blindness. It's also what I went through today to sit down and film this podcast. Is I told myself I was going to do it this morning, and before I knew it, time was up. It's almost the end of the day, but we're getting it done, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But 5 minutes feels like 45 minutes. This is super common if you have ADHD. It's not forgetfulness or being flaky. It's literally a disconnect in your brain's ability to have any perception of real time. You're either living in the now or you're living in a holy shit, I am so behind existential crisis. And if you're like me, you are in the constant state of I am super behind existential crisis. And that is because of dopamine. Dopamine is the thing that helps you care about what's happening in the future. And if you're like me, if it's not super interesting or rewarding immediately, I'm good. I don't want to do it. That's why it's super hard to do really boring tasks. But it's also why ADHDers, at least for me, I will doom scroll for 3 hours over paying one bill. I will say I'm going to get to that in 10 minutes and it'll turn into next Tuesday. The future isn't real unless it's a fire drill or a deadline or I'm literally about to ruin my life. And I just had a thought and a revelation as to why I'm so good at my legal job. And that's because everything is a fire drill if you're a lawyer. For the most part, you're working on fast deadlines, very last minute problem solving solutions, and like every minute counts. I literally just came to this realization. I was like, oh, that's why law school was so, like, I did well at it, because it was a constant, you're in a constant state of panic and rush. If you have time blindness issues, feel free to send me a DM, leave a comment, let me know what issues you struggle with. I'm going to talk about some of the things that may or may not work for you. I think time blindness is the one thing that isn't easily fixable. And you'll probably hear me say this a whole bunch in my episodes, that none of this stuff can be quote unquote fixed with ADHD. I feel like it's more of a management tactic. Like, we do these things to just kind of get out of our head, get out of our own way. And the time blindness is one that I just don't think there's like an easy solution to. And so we're going to talk about a couple of things that might help you, but mainly this episode is to just make you feel a little bit less alone. And I brought, my therapist recommended this to me and I haven't used it yet at all. It's been sitting in a box for 3 weeks. And so my therapist is like, she's going to ask me tomorrow, why have you used it? And I'm going to be like, no, first of all, how am I supposed to take this thing with me everywhere? And second of all, like, all of these ADHD apps are great in theory. They're great in theory, but you have to get me to open the fucking app. And I'm not going to open the app. I have so many of these ADHD apps that swear they're going to manage my time and help me, give me structure in my day. And I download them because they swear they're going to fix your ADHD problems. And then I just never open them because they usually require a second and third level of effort that if I had, I wouldn't need the app. So we're going to try this little timer. We're going to talk about some quick fixes, some fixes that don't work so great for me. And we'll set a timer. Ooh, this is actually a great time to do the body doubling minutes. And I had this silly little idea that because we are all time blind, and if you were watching this, I'm going to just set a timer and we're going to call it 3 minutes. We're going to do that thing, that adult boring thing that you've been putting off. I'm going to do something that I've been putting off. I've been meaning to respond to a text. I met somebody new at a conference last week, and I just didn't respond to her, and I've been thinking about it. And so I don't know how this works, though. Let's see. All right. Now what? Oh. So then I saw stuff. Oh, so it's got, okay, but does it go off? Do I pull it? There's no instruction manual. There definitely were no pictures. All right. But how do you get this thing to go? Oh, is this minute timer? Let's see. I wonder if it's going to work. I'm just trying it on a 30-second. This must be minutes then. Let's see if it works. I don't know. Oh. Because if it doesn't work, there's no sense in using it. Ooh. All right. It works. Okay, let's try. Oh, so this is an hour timer, and this is supposed to help you with managing your daily tasks. So my problem is hyper focusing. Like, I lack structure, but I need it. And it's super confusing because I feel like there's nothing that I can do to find a healthy medium. And this is what my therapist says will help me manage my days. And so let's try this at a 3-minute marker. So that's 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute. I don't know. Allegedly. Okay, ready, set, go. I don't know if the... Okay. It's kind of giving SAT vibes, like put your pencils down. I'm kind of enjoying that. So I'm going to just try using it. I think maybe to keep me on task for this particular episode, I think I'm going to talk about the real life chaos that time blindness has caused my life. And then we're going to ask ChatGPT for some solutions and see if it hits the mark on anything. Actually, 3 minutes was great. I feel like blocked by the lovely nugget right here. I think time blindness and the chaos that it causes, well, if you're somebody that is chronically late, it can affect your job. It can affect your personal life if your friends think that you don't care about their time because you have no concept of being able to get ready and get somewhere on time. I teased this last week, but I don't struggle so much with this anymore. But that's because I overcompensate so much just to be on time. Like, I purposely get anywhere 20 minutes early because if I don't, I'm late. And part of that was instilled in me from being a child actor. You know, in Hollywood, if you're on time to an audition, you're late. And if you're early, you're on time. And I'm sure you've heard that saying. And so I've always, having to navigate LA traffic, have just had to be places on time. And I've also learned that it is super disrespectful to show up places late. You know, if some people are waiting for you and you show up late, it's disrespectful to their time and to yours. And that's not meant to shame you. I do this all the time. But I think the time management one, it's twofold. Being on time, I feel like, is an easy one to get over. I think out of all of the ADHD disadvantages, I think that's the one that can be manageable by setting timers. And look, as somebody who is a sleeper, I love my sleep. I will set 20,000 alarms in the morning, and I've disturbed and annoyed every partner that I've ever had by doing so because I just don't wake up. Like, the world could be imploding and I will be sound asleep through each and every single one of my alarms. I set them 2 minutes apart sometimes if I have to get up. But what's funny is I've recognized that my internal clock works just fine. Like, if I need to get up for an appointment or I need to get up to get ready for work, I always get up. The alarms, I can take it or leave it, but I actually don't think it fixes anything. So I have learned to just start trusting more of my gut with waking up in the morning, getting a good night's sleep the night before. And I think in talking, and I'm undecided if I want this to be its own episode, but I'll just talk about it right now, so it's totally fine. For my ADHDers, limiting your alcohol and your substance intake of any kind is probably the most crucial thing you can do. Oh, I kind of like this. All right, moving on. Next topic. This will keep me from rambling. I might actually like this. My therapist, she's going to be so happy that I'm using this right now. All right, we're going to ask ChatGPT. We're going to give it a little more time. Oh, maybe I had it on 2 minutes. It doesn't matter. All right, 4 minutes. 4 minutes, and we're going to talk to ChatGPT and see what it recommends. By the way, ChatGPT has really gotten to know me and my personality and my podcast, and we have like little side chats all the time. I'm going to be the first one to go. You know what? Happily so, because it has helped me a little bit, manage my brain, this podcast, all my outlines. I have been looking for an executive dysfunction tool my whole life. And so if it's any consolation, I just want to say thanks, ChatGPT. I was really against it in the beginning, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I can use this to my benefit wholeheartedly. And if they want a piece of my brain to go into the algorithm, that's so be it. All right. Can you help me come up with some tools to help me with my time blindness and my ADHD? Should say useful tools that I'm actually going to use. ChatGPT says, absolutely. Here's a list of useful tools and strategies specifically tailored to help with time blindness and ADHD, organized into categories so you can pick what fits your style and lifestyle. Look at that. ChatGPT took an extra step. Visual timers and clocks. Oh, I think this is a visual timer. So it's supposed to go in front of me so I can watch the red disappear. You know why that doesn't work for somebody like me? Then I'm just going to be watching the timer the whole time. Testing anxiety is another one that I struggle with, and that one alone is a whole other episode. But basically, what my brain does, if somebody says go on a timer, my brain scan will show brain activity slow down when I'm on a time clock versus when I've open time. And so when people say testing anxiety is bullshit, I show them my brain scans. And it's always a lovely, lovely revelation to see in their eyes when they go, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I misspoke. And you're like, yes, because some of us do. Some of us have so much anticipation over the future that it literally causes our brain to shut down. And for me, part of the reason why I've had accommodations throughout my whole school career is because when somebody says go on a timer, all I can think about is that somebody said go on the fucking timer. And then I can't read past a first word or a first sentence. And anyway, I've definitely rambled through this time. Okay, so visual timers and clocks. Setting a whole bunch of timers doesn't do shit for me. I don't recommend you drive yourself crazy by setting a bunch of them. I have put reminders in my calendars on my phone so that I know to break. So for example, if I am on hyperfocus, that's where I get caught up, is like, all right, I'm going to do this task in this morning and then I'm going to switch over. And the switching over is where I struggle with. And so I've broken up, and I got this from an Instagram, like, creator, rebrand, here's how you make your reels and stuff, influencer. And she talked about breaking up your days into quadrants. So you have your early morning, your mid-morning, your early afternoon, your late afternoon. And I break them up into bigger chunks of time. So 3 to 4 hours at a time. And I just set well, now I don't like it because it's shutting me up. All right, All right, we could get used to this. Okay, visual times and clocks. I'm just going to move on because I already know I'm going to be wasting too much time. Externalized, it leads me into my next point. Externalized reminders and alarms. I break them up into quadrants, and I feel like I'm very guilty of hyper-focusing on my editing to a point where I literally lose track of all time by the hour, by the days. And so when I break it up, the reminders serve as almost like a shame alarm for me. Like, you've literally spent 3 of these notifications doing one reel that should have taken you 10 minutes. And all it does is kind of keep me alert as to what's happening in real time, because if I don't, 9 a.m. turns into 9 p.m. super, super freaking fast. So I would give it a try. Also, I feel like these are all great in theory, and I have a whole bunch of reminders and calendar invites and just notifications on my phone, and they just get overwhelming, and realistically they don't actually keep me on a tight schedule all day. So these are all supplements, right? These are all just like natural supplements to helping you in your day-to-day life. It gave me apps. So there's reminder apps. This says annoying is the best way. Won't stop reminding you until you do it. This one's called Do on iPhone, and then BZ reminders, simple and persistent. I don't know that annoying reminders would get me to do something. In fact, I think it would do the opposite, which leads me to my next point, which is a hack that I don't think works for me, but maybe could work for somebody else. And that's having an accountability partner or somebody that helps you get tasks done. And for me, I think about growing up, my mom, great accountability partner, but I'm defiant by nature. And if you tell me to do something or suggest that I do something, even when I ask for help and reminding, I get super frustrated and then I just don't want to do it. And it's super childish. It's like, even when stuff goes sideways for me sitting down and filming, and I've learned to just process and get it get through it and just sit down and film. And it has taken me 2 years to get to a point where I've been like, I don't care what happened 5 minutes ago. I'm going to sit down and film. We're just going to sit down and film. This is just going to get more and more comfortable in getting this stuff done. And it has gotten easier. And I forgot my point. Oh, accountability partners. They suck for ADHDers. They just, I feel like, again, it's the kind of being rooted in being told what I have to do or what's good for my ADHD, or people telling me what to do is how I take it. But I know that's never the intention. And so I'm getting better about accepting help, because I realize that as much as I think I can help myself and get out of my own way and like do things on my own schedule and structure, I do need help and I do need structure. So we're moving on. Smart home devices, Alexa or Google Assistant to announce reminders out loud. That one might get annoying, but I guess I'll try it. Ooh, ChatGPT gave me planning and prioritizing tools. Soon Sunsama or Motion. See, here's the smart daily planners that help you time block and auto schedule tasks. Actually, if you guys have tried any of these, please tell me. Paper planners. I love paper planners, but I find paper planners to be more of a like a dream journal. Like this would be my in a dream world situation, writing down all my thoughts. And all right. You know what? This actually might be something that I find useful. I kind of like it. I'm kind of liking it right now. Nugget, you're in the way. Structured, a visual day planner, perfect for ADHD brains. You can find that on iOS. Notion ADHD dashboards, customizable with checklist calendars and habit tracking. Paper planners, writing things down helps cement your intentions. And for this one, I actually do, as I was thinking about this episode in particular, I was thinking about things that have helped me. And sometimes just writing down everything that I need to get done, no matter how small the task is, depending on the severity of my ADHD in that moment, definitely helps. So for me, I go by email, like respond to so-and-so's text, respond to Katie's text, respond to John's text, respond to Alex's text, respond to this email, brush my teeth, go for a walk, get 5 minutes of sunlight. Now, the difference being, I don't set any expectation that I'm going to do any of it. And that takes away any sort of guilt or shame I feel if I get none of those things done. Now, what happens if I do it the night before I mean to do it, and I do this all the time, I usually write it twice. I'll usually write it the night before, and it's super detailed, and it's just like, it's word vomit. It's just, I'm getting the thoughts out so that I'm not thinking about it all night, because I struggle to sleep, and that's where all my thoughts like boil up. But in the morning, I just write the things I need to get done urgently in that morning. And sometimes I write it in the morning, sometimes I don't. But what I've found is that by writing it down, I cement it in my brain somehow. And I usually just get those things done the next day. Like I don't have to go look back at my notes and be like, what do I need to get done? Oh yeah, all the stuff I've been putting off for so long. Like I just know. And writing it down does give me a level of like, oh shit, this is real. I have to get this done now. And I normally get it done. And so I don't know if that helps. I don't know if I explained that well at all, but I literally write down like drink 8 ounces of water. And if I get it done, if it's the simpler it is, the easier it is to accomplish, the more rewarding it feels. And you get a little dopamine boost out of it if you meet that goal. So for me, it's like, you know, in attempting to be better about responding to people's texts or DMs, I will set that as an easy goal. And when I meet it, I just check it off and I go, ooh, look at that. Immediately rewarding. I got it done. Task batching and focus tools. Task batching. I don't know what that means. It's giving me more timers. Lo-fi music or binaural beats and noise canceling headphones. Okay, those two alone, I 100% stand by. Binaural beats has changed my life for the better. And if you are somebody with ADHD or anxiety or depression, I swear to God, the binaural beats have to be with headphones though. They like AirPods are great. If that's all you have, that's totally fine. But preferably like over the ear headphones. They don't have to be super expensive, but super helpful with getting my work done, super helpful with sleeping. I swear by binaural beats. And my therapist, shout out to Hollis Dowdy. She is saved my life in so many ways and has given me so many useful tools that actually help my brain on a day-to-day basis. And binaural beats is one of them. It is something that it's hard because I switch tasks, and a lot of what I do when I'm not doing legal work involve me having to edit and look and hear stuff. And so it's hard to do that kind of work when it's hard to listen to binaural beats while I'm doing that kind of work. And that sucks because if I could be listening to my binaural beats and editing at the same time, I'd probably be getting a lot more work done. I wonder if I can try that somehow. But over the ear headphones and just kind of like tuning out everything around you really helps for work productivity. It can get a little bit like, when I get into my hyper focus mode, I am in my hyper focus mode. And if you disturb me, I can be really mean. I don't like this thing anymore. It's cutting me off from my rants. I don't like it at all. All right. I think there's only two more. Ho, ho, ho. This one says Habitica gamifies habits. Ooh. Earn gold and fight monsters by brushing your teeth or replying to emails. I'm downloading this immediately. So I think that one kind of meets my daily planner or writing out your task list, but it makes it more fun. So I'm guessing it's probably geared towards kids, but you know, fuck it. We're all just big kids. Loop habit tracker. Oh, is it like Duolingo? Like if you get in the habit of following these tasks, then you'll, I don't know. Morning and evening routine cards. Oh, use index cards to outline routines step by step and physically flip through them. I would lose those cards. But definitely, I think that could be helpful. I'm going to have to try all these. I've never asked ChatGPT for some good advice, and it's given me some good advice. Oh, it gave me some specific tools and tricks made with moi in mind. It said How We Feel app helps track emotions and energy levels to identify patterns. I think my pattern would be, bitch, you are crazy at night. Like, you need to put the brain to sleep. Just put it to sleep. It's the one thing I think out of getting older that I have realized becomes a real bitch is sleep. It's just going the fuck to sleep. I can't just simply fall asleep. Oh, and then it says ADHD friendly calendars. I think I made my opinion on that. I don't think they do shit. Calendars are great. I look at, everything I want to do for the day, and then I am disappointed when it sometimes doesn't get met. I like lists over calendars. I'm trying to be better about it. My therapist is like, put it in the calendar, put it in your calendar, put it as a reminder. And now I just have a whole bunch of reminders in my phone on my calendar. And I now just don't look at any of them because they're super overwhelming. So, but if that's something that's good for you, then leave a comment and let me know how you feel about it. And then body doubling, work while someone else is present, even virtually, it keeps your brain on. And that one, I think 100%. If somebody else is working near around me, if somebody else is reading near around me, I can do it. I mimic them. It's so bizarre. And it's so funny that like I see this term being used more and more. And even there's this ADHD content creator on Instagram and on YouTube. She's amazing. And I just can't remember her username for the life of me now. She created a body doubling app. And so I'll tag it below because I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But I definitely think that helping each other, especially if you are ADHD, and I've seen it a lot on TikTok, like, you know, on the lives, people will have a little sign that says, I'm working, come work with me for an hour. And you just put them up with you while you work and you watch them work. And in turn, you get work done. And so I think that's also super helpful. But time blindness, it's not you, it's your brain. And if you don't struggle with this, congrats, because I think ADHDers have a real ability to get in their own way as it relates to time. Because I'll give you another example. With editing these videos, I tend to film them because I get the instant gratification out of filming them. I get the dopamine when I have a guest on. And then I think I have time. And then before I know it, 5 months have gone by and I still haven't posted the interview or the episode that I filmed. And it's not out of laziness. It's like, how did I not realize that this much time went by and I haven't done anything with it? And part of it is I'm filming so much content right now that I have so much and it's hard to get it all out. I'm getting better about it though. I feel like I'm getting better at the not giving a fuck at how the finished product looks and just posting the content, which did great in 2020. And then a whole bunch of stuff happened. I got really self-conscious. I got really down on myself and hypercritical and hyper analytical. And then I just like overthought literally fucking everything. And I feel like this year we're finally getting back into a pattern. This month, actually, finally getting back into a pattern of just posting stuff. And so if you're dealing with the same issues, you're not alone. This is a safe space. If you got a hack that just like works for you and you swear by, please leave a comment. Help us out. We're all struggling here and just trying to get through the day. And next week, we're going to be talking about my medication journey, which I think is my biggest episode. I have had periods of my life where I've been on medication, and then I've had periods of my life where I've been off, and then I've had periods where I've tried weaning off and tried natural supplements, and it's been a long journey. And I think that one's going to be probably my most informative as it relates to me and the things that help me in my ADHD. And so I hope you'll stick around and watch that. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.